All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Francine, and this is my channel, The Hermetic Herald, and I'm here for another celebrity tarot message for you all. So recently, it was kind of presented to us today, earlier today. I'm speaking on August 16th, so 2023, if I have to say that, but I'm speaking today on the 16th because I feel like after there were news reports that came out about Britney Spears and about her husband, or now ex-husband, Sam Asghari, I feel like I needed to touch base with the energies between the two of them before this happened. I feel like we might have some questions as to what was going on because there's a lot of rumors, and my channel, along with other collective messages, I'm dedicated to focusing in on the rumors and on dispelling them through the cards. So I want to see if I can touch base with her energy and also her ex Sam and see what was going on with the two of them, because I feel like this reading will help us understand more of what energies they were in and why it didn't work out. So thank you guys for coming in, for joining me. Thank you for all of my subscribers, for all of my new subscribers and my OGs. I really appreciate you coming by, and I really love doing this. So without further ado, I would love to touch base with the energies coming in between the two of them. So spirit guides, angels, ancestors, please guide me in providing a message that is clear and succinct for Sam Asghari and for Britney Spears. Please give me all the insight that I need to know, all of what they need to know as the audience listens in as well. Please help us to understand the situation and to impart some wisdom into our own lives through theirs. Okay, so we're going to start out with number one being, what is the aura surrounding this current relationship? What's interesting is I feel like I need to show you guys the colors. So there's something about the color green. Usually it's about being grounded. It's about nurturing something. And I feel like I'm hearing the energy of green was tinged with brown. And that sounds really interesting because it feels like the groundedness that they came to love about each other and enjoy. So I'm channeling right now. So the love that they experience between each other, the nurturing energy, the flowering that they felt or thought was happening, it soured very quickly. Okay, so sometimes there's a number of reasons why a divorce ends. Okay, it's not always obvious. You might think that, oh yeah, of course it soured, of course, that's why we're here. Sometimes it's not as simple as that. Sometimes people do leave amicably and some leave with anger and resentment. So I feel like you guys need to know that it soured very quickly for them. And I'm just getting a visual of like foods as well, because I feel as though nature really, okay, I'm feeling this card strongly for the first card. Nature embodies some of the energies, and it feels like they want us to know about that. So these two cards are coming out already. So what is the aura surrounding this relationship, Spirit? Let's start off with number one here. We have the Hermit in reverse. Okay. So the aura surrounding this relationship is the Hermit in reverse, which tells me as a reader, typically when the Hermit is upright, that's about insight, introspection. You want that to be in a relationship because it tells you that you're delving deep into the life, to both of your lives, into your spirituality for some. For others, it's your healing process of allowing yourself to delve into the dark and to find a light, to find your source, okay? When I see it in reverse, that tells me that that was not what the relationship was feeling like. I'm hearing helper, so someone felt like they were holding someone down or helping them more than the other, and they were not dignified in that. I'm hearing dignified. So I'm feeling as though Britney said, I don't feel dignified in this relationship because I don't feel like you're actually being real with me and being deep with me. I feel like this is just nonsense, is what I'm hearing. She's feeling like, and I'm channeling a lot, wow. She's feeling like he didn't go deep with her. He wasn't very interested in getting deep with her, and she's quite deep. It feels as though she has a lot of things that she's been through and felt and understood and wanted to go deeper and delve with that information with him, and it feels like he was just not ready to meet her. where she was at. I want to go deeper. I want to dig deeper. It feels like she's saying that right now. So Spirit wants to highlight the reversal right off the bat. That tells me that there wasn't enough of a spiritual sense or a deeper sense, or of there was not much depth to this relationship off the bat. This feels as though this is also relating to the aura, which is the first question we're asking. Justice in reverse. It was not equal give and take. It was not equal or balanced. It was not fair. It was not justified. Such a frustration is coming out in these cards, and it's hard to describe. It's like when you're just so tired of putting out. I'm hearing putting out the energy, putting out the time, putting out the resources, putting out so much and not getting that. It was a lot of imbalances within the relationship. They want you to know that it was on his end, mostly. Okay? And I'm hearing interesting words. I'm hearing affleck. So I don't know if it's about someone else, like another actor. If it's about, what's his name, Ben Affleck. But I'm hearing a fleck out, which tells me like he either flaked out or he was just not cut out for this energy for her and what she had and what was coming for him, like what it meant to be in a relationship with her. He flaked out here. We have the Wheel of Fortune reverse. So fate taking over the karmic wheel moving forward. So that is their energy surrounding this current relationship. Instability right out the gate, not feeling like this was going any deeper. It was just not really going anywhere. It feels as though also it was out for all of them to see. They could see it and feel it. I feel this card strongly here for the areas that need more attention. But spirit guides, angels, ancestors, are there any, okay, that came through. Are there any areas that needed attention? A whole bunch came through, but I'm only going to take the ones that moved up in addition to this. So first card we had was the Magician. What areas needed attention? There needed to be creativity. There needed to be imagination. There needed to be movement. There needed to be will. Because when I think of the Magician has to have his will or her will, their will in mind. They have to focus in on what they want. If you don't know what you want, you can't really do anything or manifest much. You can manifest passively. Some people are able to tap in and they're able to just say, hey, I want this, and it comes to them a lot easier. Now I feel in this energy is like with manifestation for them, nothing was really coming to fruition. This needed to happen. There wasn't this energy of let's make this work, let's make this happen, let's utilize all of our abilities, all of our skill sets, our feelings for each other to make something bigger and grander. It felt like there was not enough magic, so to speak. The next card that came through was the Queen of Pentacles. At some point she felt like she had to rescind. I'm hearing rescind her offer and take back her generosity. I feel like she was really generous, and that was the area that also needed some help. Her generosity in some way was overwhelming, or it was more than what was given. Again, we're going back to the instability that we talked about earlier with the Justice in reverse. It feels as though she was giving so much that she was not seeing it return to her. I'm seeing her almost I'm hearing complacency. She felt complacent about the things that she was giving, and then at times she also felt like she was looking at her pentacles like, is it enough for you? I don't know if it's enough for you. That's what it feels like to me. What I'm also getting with the Queen of Pentacles is that she had a lot, I was gonna say legacy, but I feel like I should be stopped in saying that. Okay. I feel as though the feminine aspect of this relationship is being highlighted here as something that needed more attention. I feel as though she needed to be doted on. She needed to be really focused on it as far as what she brings to the table and honoring that. I feel as though she didn't always see what she brought to the table at times. And I feel like she would look at her pentacle, like the Queen of Pentacles is staring at that pentacle right now and saying, I don't know, is it enough for you? Is it enough? Am I giving enough to this situation? And I feel as though she was feeling like she was pondering whether what she had was enough for him. which is interesting, okay, given the allegations and things like that. It seems on her end she didn't feel like there was enough stability for her. There wasn't enough depth for her. Another area here that we're getting is the Tower as an area that needs more attention. There were too many strikes to their tower. They were not built on a strong foundation. I want you guys to know that. There was not enough of a foundation in place for them to handle when things would strike. Like when lightning struck, let's say with something coming out or someone speaking ill of someone or doing something to spite them in the public, in the media, they were not prepared to deal with it because the instability was not there. The instability was there. Okay, the stability was not there. So Spirit is really highlighting that they were not quite ready. It's really frustrating energy. Okay. Of course, when you deal with divorces, you're going to get frustrating energy, so I should have known that. But yeah, I'm getting just the energy of just someone who had a lot of emotions in this. I'm hearing invested in this. There were a lot of emotions invested, a lot of love and generosity in the sense that they were almost like, it was like a schoolgirl, schoolboy energy of like, I really like you, I really want to know you, I really want to be with you. But when it came to the stability of how it would last, it was just not founded on anything really, really formative, really big, really foundational, okay? They want you to know that, and I feel this card strongly again. So, yeah, Eight of Swords. So instability, what instability does is it brings in doubt. It drives in a lot of fear. It drives in a lot of ignorance because you have to purposely ignore some things, which are signs, like red flags, in order to keep going. So I feel as though they had to cover their eyes, they had to ignore some of these things and move on, or they felt like they had to. And I'm just wanting you to know that I'm tapping into the energy of what they're feeling, even if it doesn't make sense to some of us. I want you to recognize that. They felt cornered. They felt like they were kind of like convicted is what I'm hearing about what this was and where it was going. And it feels like they had to ignore it in order for it to work. They had to keep going. I'm hearing no sense of self. So someone here lost their identity in them, in each other. Like someone lost their identity with this person. They felt like they just weren't the same. They just weren't feeling like themselves anymore. They had to ignore or close their eyes in order to keep going. So Spirit, what are the areas that they should have grown together? What are the areas that Britney Spears and Sam should have grown together in? I feel that strongly. What are the areas? Okay, we have two more. Okay, so what we have going on is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse here. So the area in which they needed to grow together was in offering. I'm hearing a time to give and a time to take. I feel as though there was not giving. There was not enough stability within the relationship, as we know, and there wasn't also like a formal commitment in the sense of after we're married, we're going to remember to do X, Y, or Z. It feels as though all of those commitments were falling out of their hands. So their areas of growth were actually staying committed and staying focused and staying resolute on this relationship. It happened so quickly, it likely happened way before they actually formally agreed to divorce. Because it feels like as quickly as they received it, as they received this offer, this pentacle, this love, this opportunity, they lost it. So the need for them was to actually stick it out. And I'm not saying that people need to stick out when it comes to certain situations. You determine that for yourself as well as the other party. That is something between you and them. But what they're trying to say is that they kind of solidified what they didn't want in the relationship fairly quickly. Okay, they gave up, basically. The next card we have here for areas of growth together is the Three of Wands, of moving forward. It felt like they had a lot of offenses and they weren't able to allow themselves to heal it and move forward, right? When you are in a relationship, they're going to challenge you at times, challenge the way you feel about certain things. They're going to show you certain things and triggers in your life. Okay, the people closest to you are usually the ones that will hurt you at some point because they just aren't doing it on purpose, but they say something that reminds you of another offense, or reminds you of a feeling that you have that you need to heal. I feel as though they didn't move forward after those hurt feelings were addressed. They would actually kind of allow it to creep in, and they wouldn't allow themselves to heal and move forward. So there was a lack of moving forward. That was needed for growth between the two of them. I also feel with the Pentacles, with the Ace of Pentacles, they were holding on to each other too tightly and trying to ignore all of the red flags in order to move forward, and that is what resulted in them losing each other. They were not willing, as it says here, to fight for each other. With the Five of Pentacles, with the Five of Wands, excuse me. It's interesting that the Five of Pentacles came to mind, because that's usually about losing resources. That's about being left out in the dark. Okay, so they're just really highlighting the Five as a really transformative energy, and that denoting that they tried really hard to resolve the conflict, but the conflict, they didn't let that conflict sharpen each other. They didn't look at the individuality of each person and say, hey, this is what you bring to the relationship. These are your strengths. Let's hone in on our strengths and work together to build something new. They were actually just more in conflict with it. And when you're in conflict and not willing to resolve it quickly, when you're not willing to actually say, hey, rather than all these ultimatums, let's actually try to look at how we can rebuild. That is when you have an opportunity like this leave you. This is definitely their situation. You need to, I think someone here in the audience that's listening needs to, I recommend strongly that you don't take the situation personally. Someone here is doing that, okay? My spirit team are like making sure that I know that. So sometimes I tune into your energy and I can feel when someone's a little off here. Okay, so what should they pay closer attention to, collective? What should Sam Asghari and Britney Spears pay close attention to? Not having the lies or the deceit with the Seven of Swords in reverse. It's about standing your ground. It's about sticking it out and allowing each other to be heard, like not running away from the situation like the Seven of Swords typically does, but actually staying put and saying, okay, what did you do? Why did you do that? Let's talk about it. Let's communicate it. Let's do it in a safe manner, and let's do it in a very healthy manner. There wasn't that going on here. We also have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse for what they should have paid close attention to. They were trying to, okay. This relationship, I'm hearing, predates them, collective. This relationship was fated. This relationship was meant to show them something about themselves. This is likely something that was past life, or something that was meant to show them the way that destiny works. So it feels as though they tried to force their hand at destiny, but in their hearts, I feel as though I heard far. They knew from afar or from the beginning that this was something that may not work, but they tried to evade it. And it's like they tried to make their own destiny out of the situation, but in reality, the issues were still there. The issues were known by them. I feel intuitively that they were aware of this. So I don't know if they knew this before or after. I'm hearing the number 16. So I don't know what happened to them on the 16th. The 16th is also the Tower card. So they're recognizing that this moment was meant to happen, and it's meant to be pivotal. Okay, it's going to still operate for their highest good, but it definitely was their hand. They were working on trying to force something to happen, or forcing a relationship to work because of the love that they felt in the moment. But they felt that these situations were too much for them to bear. Okay, the bottom of the other four cards that came out were the Page of Pentacles, the Sun, the Three of Cups, and Death. Yeah. They felt the connection here with the Three of Cups. They felt that they were close in some manner or regard. They felt that there was an opportunity here, but the ending was fated, guys. It was fated. It was like death was knocking on their door, like, hey, can you guys come out and let's just separate. Let's just get this done. Okay, it feels like just very fated for them. So the most likely outcome, I feel like, is this, and we already know what that is. It is the Nine of Cups in reverse. We already know the outcome as it relates to them with the divorce, but the Nine of Cups is what they want to use to convey to you, my spirit team, and theirs, that the happiness had run out. the fulfillment and emotional health had run out. That was the outcome of this relationship. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Where has the love gone, collective? It feels like the love had gone. They couldn't even recognize it anymore. So it's unfortunate, but that is what I have for you guys today. That is your answer to what has been going on. I and many others are going to be touching on this, I'm sure, but this is what Spirit has for me to share for you. Feel free to go to the description box below if you'd like more information on how to book a personal reading with me, because I do more insight and information individually. I like doing that for you all. I also do have a Buy Me a Coffee for exclusive content and more in-depth readings for you guys. But until next time, I hope you like, share, subscribe in the meantime, and I hope you take care. Bye.